Yeah.
Chicago, brought to you by Memorial.
Okay, I'm being given a hand signal, which means that it's time to go.
Let's go!
How far can I get with this mic? So, there we go. Hi.
Hey, hello.
How are we all doing?
Dude, awesome.
So I was originally going to call this talk Going Caveman, because I think it's a funny thing to say. Then realized the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Small Web fit better. But I liked the ASCII art that says Going Caveman, so I kept it. Consider it some behind the scenes footage. But this is my Hitchhiker's Guide to the Small Web, kind of a brief overview since I clicked on that 20-minute slot button. But kind of just wanted to go over ways to use the internet that are a little less brain melting by design. And I kind of came up with this after watching one of my coworkers type -AI into the search bar for the 1 millionth time while we were Googling something on the clock, which is what they pay us to do, obviously. And just watched him just sigh and go and type it in, and realized that I could not remember the last time that I actually enjoyed being on the computer, being on the internet. That the computer and online had become like this miserable thing that we're all subjected to, full of things designed to slowly fry your brain cells to a fine crisp. And I figured there's got to be a better way. There's got to be something better. Or there could not be, but I figured there had to be. And so I started looking into this thing called the small web. The what? So the small web, also sometimes called the small web with an O, is essentially, it works like the internet, but there's less corporate hellscape bullshit, which I think everybody can get behind these days. It's very frequently designed to be minimal. It can work on older machines at times. Usually the pages are self-hosted or kind of communally hosted. You'll see a lot of ASCII art. That's why I wanted to go in caveman ASCII art. Oh, I'm noticing a typo in my own project right here. But the protocols can be experimental. So if you miss Web 1.0 jank, if you miss when the internet was 8 dudes sitting around a CRT TV screen, this is for you. And speaking of Web 1.0 jank, how many of you guys remember Gopher? Okay, so you guys should call your doctor and get that colonoscopy scheduled. Gopher is in fact making a bit of a comeback. So yes, it did lose the format war for the internet, but it's still kicking. Pages served via Gopher are called Gopher holes. It's been around for a good long while. Cracks, I see you laughing at the concept of Gopher holes. Don't wink at me.
You asked.
I did bring that upon myself. The traffic on there is unencrypted, but it's been around, I mean, forever. So there's lots of good stuff on there. I found a whole website of recipes that I sent to one of my friends who has special dietary needs, because I figured that they'd find something real good on there. And they said they would check it out. I haven't heard back since, but the Gophers got them.
They're down the Gopher hole.
They fell down the Gopher hole, yeah. So kind of playing off of Gopher's whole vibe, there's a more modern spin on the idea of a small web protocol called Gemini. This is kind of my personal go-to, because it has things like TLS encryption there by default. Gemini sites are called capsules. It has a really strong emphasis on user autonomy. You can serve anything you want via Gemini. You can serve images or videos. There's a whole website that's lo-fi hip-hop mixtapes. You can even download those to your computer, and I suggest that. But you have to click on it. It can't download it when you visit the capsule. You have to tell it, hey, show me this. it'll even do that with some ASCII art, as well as using a certificate system for accounts. So I don't have to keep up with 5 million passwords for the 5 million accounts I don't have. But still, you also hear about, and this is, I asked on Gemini, where should I look? And I kind of heard about these two, Spartan and Guppy. And they share a slide because Guppy takes direct inspiration from Spartan, and it says so on the protocol spec. Neither of them use TLS encryption. They're designed to run on smaller things. They're designed for hobbyists. I think Guppy's protocol straight up says like it can run on like microcontrollers. It's designed to run on literally anything. You could probably run it the way people run Doom, if I'm being honest with you.
They got us all right.
Yeah, if you wanted to. I see I've given you a new project. There's also there's also Nex, which is short for Nightfall Express. It's created by the folks over at this website called Nightfall City, which is kind of like a group blogging platform. It's a simple protocol. They specifically cite Gopher and Gemini's inspirations. I'm being intentionally kind of fast and non-technical here, but I do want to point out that Nex servers are supposed to listen on port 1900 because night falls at 7 p.m. I just think that's cute. And the more I looked into it, the more I kind of felt like this. Yeah, I had to. I mean, anybody can develop a protocol, and while this is great, this also means that if I kind of pulled up anything that has been made, we'd be here for 10 years, and this is the time slot before dinner. I wouldn't do that to you guys. But I do actually have, given that this talk is about, making being online better, and interconnectedness being a better thing, I do have a couple tangents wired in. Are they tangents if I wire them in like this?
Yes.
Yes. My first one is about Veilid. Now, these ones, I hear a whistle in the crowd.
Veilid,
Let's go!
Veilid.
Now, these two slides are going to look a little different because I didn't make these. So, these are also more technical because I didn't make these. But it's kind of a decentralized network and framework, and it's designed to build on top of. Similar to IFPS and Tor, but imagine if they worked. Imagine if our computers worked, guys. Wouldn't that be great? I know, crazy pipe dream. Imagine if computers worked. Obviously, comes from the same kind of thing that I'm up here complaining about, which is heavy commercialization. Severe enshittification, and a network that's ultimately not built for us, the users, to talk like somebody who enjoyed the Tron movies a little too much. But just bringing back the idea that information is supposed to be freely shared through digital means. This is the more technical side of things. Can we get a hell yeah for it doesn't have blockchain? I knew this was my people. You can see protocols or the classic UDP, TCP, and WebSockets. I'm not going to read out numbers. I'll mess up the numbers. You guys will laugh at me. I'm looking to abstain from that. But designed from the ground up to be a fully private network. So after learning about some of your options, now I'm betting you're thinking, oh, now I want to get involved. You're thinking in this exact sentence, in that exact tone. So the first thing that you should do is you should download a browser. I mean, you don't have to. Technically, if you want, you can use, I know Gopher and Gemini have web proxies that run in the browser, over your regular web browser, so you can open it up in Firefox and look at pages that are on Gemini through Firefox. But I don't think you should do that, because then you're kind of robbing yourself of the experience of doing something new. I personally prefer Lagrange, which is just immediately familiar enough to be usable.
We got French laughter in response to Lagrange.
I'm going home, boys! It's immediately usable to me, but it's just different enough to actually feel like a unique experience. But Linux heads, which I'm sure many of you are, nerds.
It sucks.
There's actually a noun for them that's called virgins. That's an adjective version.
Linux heads in the chat. You are flush for choice here. You have many things that you can pick from. You can even run them in the terminal if you feel like it, which I feel like many of you will.
What about the baby fedless? What choices do they have?
None. Log off.
Good.
I'm eating your computer, actually.
I'm glad they're dead.
You can even. I'm gonna botch this, and I'm gonna get more French laughter. Dillo.
Oh my god, you're going classic.
Dillo can even be used with Gopher if you feel like a.
Dillo.
It still lives.
Dillo.
And then hosting options. Each protocol has different options for hosting your own servers. Sometimes you'll get a link to it in this, like what you should use in the spec. Usually they will at least define what ports a server should listen on, and what the actual format of text you should be using is. For example, Gemini uses Gopher text. What? Gemini uses Gem text. I called it Gopher text. But if I went through every single thing, blast. I think I put my slides together wrong. We'll imagine that XKCD about the protocols. It's supposed to be after this. But if I had to give you my suggestion for how you should at least try hosting a Gopher hole or a Gemini capsule or something, you can host them yourself. I'm sure that will be appealing to many of you. But you can also use communal options like gemlog.blue, or we can go on tangent number 2 if you want. We can hit the tildeverse. So part of the whole reason I'm up here right now is that everything feels just stupidly isolating. Not even just on the computer, but everywhere. And what? I'm getting a hell yeah from the crowd. Everything feels so isolating, and community is important. I think we all understand that. And protocols like these allow us to form our own communities from the ground up, unimpeded by corporate interest. And that's especially what a tilde is. Everybody gets, all you really need is the ability to use SSH if you're smart enough to do that, which I assume many of you are. But everybody gets a shell account, just a standard shell level account on the shared computer, and it's really up to everybody to not break it. Yeah.
Like SDF?
Yeah, that's one of them. I think that was the original tilde. It's literally so easy to get involved. There's a whole website, it's tildeverse.org. There's a whole community. They're very friendly. They're very chill. All you need is an SSH public key. And for example, I'm on tilde.town. Literally all it took to request Gemini space that I then haven't used was to log in and type Gemini request into the terminal. And that was it. It was that easy. And I have not logged in since. But log in, it's fun. Yeah, there it is. Here are some, if you want to poke around, here are some Gemini capsules that I personally like. Astrobotany has you caring for a little plant in your computer. I believe my current one is named Brian. I didn't name it that. It just kind of rolled that for me. Station is, every use case of something like the internet, it's a universally acknowledged truth that every internet type setup is going to be in want of a Twitter clone. Station is that Twitter clone, to an extent. It's for small little messages, little microblog posts. You can also use the thing that brings people to Gemini, that kind of brought me to it, is that there are a lot of long-form articles written by users. Lots of people with knowledge and opinions on things, but sometimes I just don't have time to sit down and read a whole thing. Lasso lets me just save it, read it later, come back to it. Even if the original article goes down, I can just come back to it. Allows me to archive it. And then Moz.us is a personal capsule and website, but this guy has everything, including astrobotany. But if you want to check the weather on Gemini, you can do it on his page. You can literally check the weather. And anybody who knows me knows that matters to me because there's something wrong with me. So, here's the thing. Is any of this actually going to replace the main internet that everybody's on? No, probably not. But I don't think it's about that. I think that it's less about replacing a broken system and more about making it clear that we can and will reject their ideals, and build our own in its place. That we can and we will build our own thing that actually supports us, rather than supports a few people who want it to suck more so that the shareholders can get that bag. And I think that's important. I think that's important to push back against, especially in this day and age.
Fuck the shareholders.
Fuck shareholders.
Fuck shareholders.
Fuck the
I think that's it.